Make sure you hit that subscribe button below so that you can enjoy some great adventures with the US Adventure Brothers.
Like a bird on a tree,
Oh,
I'm just
give me.
sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors.
Don't forget to sign up on Patreon, where you can be entered into drawings to win gear, merchandise, and maybe even an all-expense paid-for trip. Please like, share, and subscribe so we can get these videos out to even more people.
Sometimes you need to go.
Hey y'all, it's Pat, US Adventure Brothers. I have something that I really want to discuss with you guys today. And it really kind of hits home with me because I love the wildlife. I love, adventures out in the great outdoors, just like Jimmy does. And he agrees with me as well. When you're out having fun in the wild, it's their land. It's the animal's land. It's not yours. And it doesn't give you the right to go out and mess with any of the animals, especially the baby ones. It's one thing if you're hunting. It's another thing if you're just going to take some pictures. But it's different if you're going to go out there and you're going to actually terrorize the animal population. One big one that I ran into just recently was an article that actually entailed a lot of information about how many cases were reported about people messing with baby animals. And that's not okay. Baby animals have to be left alone. One in particular example would be birds. Birds, when they fall out of their nest or they are taken out of their nest by their parents, a lot of the times it's really in the time that they're fledging is what it's called. So you don't want to mess with them in that. It's a crucial point in their life while they're growing to be able to get off on their own. And if you mess with them during that, it's not okay, thinking that they're alone and that their parents have deserted them or something or whatever. They haven't. Their parents are probably watching them in the distance. Fledging is a very, very important thing in a bird's life. And that goes for any animal, really. Obviously not fledging, but the animals, they do things on purpose. And they're not just going to abandon their young. So you have to leave them alone. If you don't, they're probably not going to survive. If you take them into your house, you're taking them away from their natural wild instincts. And you're still going to have those tendencies at your house. So if you take in a baby bird, the baby bird is going to have wild tendencies. It's not going to be like a normal domesticated bird. And that goes for any animal or any creature that's out in the wild. So the next time you guys really think of picking up a baby animal, no matter the species, remember the detriment that you might be doing to that animal. Whether you think the animal's going to survive or not. If it's injured, that's one thing. Take it to a wildlife recovery center. But if it's not injured, don't chase it. Don't try to grab it. Don't pick it up. Just leave them alone. They're going to survive, and if they don't, that's nature's way. Nature has a unfortunately a horrible but awesome way of taking care of the populations and the ecosystem and the environments. And if you take anything away from that, the equation's crumbled. You take away from the equation, you kill the economy or the ecosystem, and you just can't do it. The stats are actually pretty disturbing on how many cases are Just in Nevada alone, they had over 1,000 different cases of reported phone call, or reports, should I say, not cases, but reports of baby animals where people have taken them out of the wild and brought them to an animal shelter just because they thought that they were alone and they weren't near their animal or near their parents, and that's not okay. Just leave them be. I know it's horrible to say this, but if they do perish, that's part of life. It is a cycle of life. I have a heart. I love animals. I love babies. I love children. I love everything living. But I also love and understand the way of life and how things happen. And just because it's wild, just because they're animals, doesn't make it any different. Unless they're injured, then I understand. If they're injured, I get it. I understand. Take them. Because they're probably going to die anyways. But you don't know if the animal's not injured, if it's not going to survive. It has a better chance surviving if you just leave it be. One big thing that also is bugging me, and I'm seeing more and more of it. Our areas that we are allowed to go camping, no matter where it is in what state, is shrinking. It's shrinking from homes being built, businesses being built, but that's not the biggest reason why it's shrinking. It's shrinking because people are going out, they're having fun, which is great. I encourage it. That's what this channel is all about, is for you guys to have fun, enjoy, and see new things, and have just a blast, and be able to get out of the city, relieve some stress, and enjoy nature at its finest. But you have to do it with respect. If you go out and you're not respecting the environment, you're not respecting nature, and you're leaving beer cans everywhere, you're leaving trash all over the place, it's disgusting. And you're destroying not only nature in its natural way, you're destroying our abilities to be able to have those areas, to be able to go camp and have fun. And I can't understand why people do it. Me and Jimmy make sure we bring extra trash bags, because wherever we go, if there is trash lying around, we bag it up and take it with us, and we throw it away properly. The way that I have grown and been raised is, when you go out into any camp spot or anywhere in that nature to do anything, and you claim that area for a period of time to utilize, you leave that area cleaner than when you got there. And I live by that. I live by that in the Marine Corps too. That was a huge thing. And if you guys are military, you understand that. It's called police calling. But anyways, please clean up after yourselves, because the government is slowly closing areas and not allowing you to get back in there. Washington is a prime example. An absolutely beautiful place to go. And the water is amazing out there. And the streams, the creeks, the rivers. I mean, like the video that we just released, Kalama. The Kalama River is the most beautiful river I've ever been on in my life. In the United States. It is just absolutely crystal clear in the summers. The winters it gets muddy because of rain, but the winters are just notorious for snow and everything else, which is beautiful too. But the summers, the water is amazing. But they're having a huge problem, and they were when I was living there, with people going out and dumping, and people going to different campsites and just destroying them and leaving them destroyed. Not okay. And you're going to kill the abilities for us to be able to go out there and utilize those camping areas, or hike and climb in, miles, days into woods and find and make camping spots, because it's all going to be closed off. Washington, they have begun many years ago, they started to gate off different areas where you're allowed to be, but you can't go back there with vehicles anymore. You have to hike a mile to even get to a decent camping spot anymore, because they've gated it off, and they open it up during the hunting seasons, and then they close it after hunting seasons are over. And I've seen places in Arizona that are doing that, Nevada, Idaho. I've heard of them in Utah, Michigan, Minnesota, during their summers. All the places are closed off. No, they don't want to let people back in there. And if they're not gating them off, they're making it permit use only, to where you have to buy a permit to be able to go and utilize the land that we are supposed to be able to use freely. And it's not okay, and it's all due to the people that want to be disgusting and drop all kinds of trash out there because they're too lazy to go drop it off at a dump. So they spend half the amount of gas that they would normally spend, going to a place and dumping it, that they would going over and just dumping it in a normal dump or throwing it in their garbage can. So I'm more okay with you guys dumping it illegally in a business trash can than I am the wild. And I'm not okay with that because that's breaking the law. It's illegal. It's somebody else's trash can, but then they pay for it. But people that are doing this, you've got to stop, because you are destroying our abilities to be able to get out with nature. And I'm not talking on the outskirts of a city. I'm talking deep into nature, and we can't even get to it anymore because all the roads are now being blocked off nationwide. And it's horrible because people like me and like Jimmy, we love to be able to get out there and explore new places and have fun and adventure. But it's slowly dwindling. And before we know it, between the population growth and homes and everything being built and then this, we're not going to have places to be able to go. It's dwindling that fast. So please, if you do, get out, clean up your areas, have fun, enjoy yourself, but make sure it's left cleaner than when you arrived, not dirtier than when you arrived. Our channel is growing, and for the community that's here already, I really appreciate everything. For the people that watched even this video all the way through, thank you. We need the hours, we need the time. We need to be able to build our subscriber base, and this YouTube algorithm it's harsh. And they're implementing new policies almost daily, and it's just making it very, very difficult to get our channel out there and our name out there. And the algorithm, the way it works, it's tough to get numbers and views, and all of that plays in, and however it works, and it determines on how many people it's going to share it to. So if you can, please like, share, subscribe, comment, but be friendly, be nice. We work hard for this. It may not be the greatest YouTube channel in the world, but we think it's amazing because we're putting so much time and effort into it, and we love it. And we just want to bring to you guys fun and adventure for those who are not able to get out there and do this kind of stuff, that aren't physically able to, maybe even mentally able to. I don't know, whatever your circumstances are. But for those who can't make it out there and have fun and enjoy, we're here for you. We're making these videos so that you guys can see this stuff, and you guys can also do better when you are camping. And learning new tricks and trades. And if you guys have any information that you guys want to share, by all means, our email, Jimmy and I, we have the US Adventure Brother email that you guys can utilize. Any questions, anything, just shoot us an email and we will reply back. We got a lot of time on our hands to make sure that those emails are answered quickly. If you have any suggestions as well, let us know. And hopefully we can get this channel booming here soon. It's doing pretty good. We're very surprised and we're extremely happy. So for those of you who have already subscribed and are in our community, we thank you very, very much. And we hope to see you guys soon. And remember, unleash your wild side. That's it for today, folks. Tune in next week for another adventure with the US Adventure Brothers. And as always, unleash your wild side.